So today we're going to be doing a production breakdown of City Cowboy by Katelyn Lehner. I've been wanting to do this song for a little while, and she's actually out shooting her music video for this song right now, which is kind of a fitting time. I thought it'd be cool to do this. I've been wanting to do this one for a long time, and the song has actually been doing pretty well. She just hit #1 on Sirius satellite radio a few weeks ago on a Canadian country station, and I can't wait to see what she does with the video and having that out there as well. Hopefully it'll kind of help the song do even better. So let's just go through the instruments here. So up top in purple, we always have drums to start, a little bit of percussion layers here in the brown, into bass guitar, some acoustic guitar layers, very little electric just for some added texture and ambience type of thing. Piano, which is a pretty main part of the song. And then strings. The main string players, we got Denis Dufresne from Calgary and Michael Audette from Winnipeg to play on this track, and they both brought some really cool stuff here. And then vocals. Okay, taking a look at drums here. So we've got, basically there's no drums in the whole kind of first third of the song. They come in on the second verse here. And I find this very interesting. So the drum kit that I used on this was, it's a 1960s Gracie, which I guess is a Japanese knockoff of a Gretsch type of kit. I found it used for $100, and I set it up to do some sound checking one day and started hitting it, and I thought this is going to be the perfect kind of big sort of ballad type of sound that we wanted for the song. So that's what I played on this. I'll solo the drums and play a little bit of the verse here just so you can kind of get the vibe of them on their own. Big ballad drums, nice and simple, nice and open. We've got this one big fill here that I thought was kind of funny. You have to take your ballad moment here. There it is. And then a few other things here. Yeah, just I love the sounds that we got for this. I think that kit was just so perfect for what we needed. I don't want to get in the mix too much of any of this stuff here, but basically there's a little bit of triggering going on the kick. This dog attack. So this is a sample that I've been using on Katelyn's stuff since the first song that her and I did together, which was Cross the Line. I was laying on the couch with my dog Teddy a couple of years ago now, and giving him some belly pats, and I thought it sounded really good, so I got my phone out and recorded a couple little smacks on his belly, and he had just gotten a haircut at the time, so it was a really crisp attack. And anyway, that ended up being this layer on its own. This is what this kick layer sounds like in the chorus. So it's got this crazy attack, which is such a funny little thing. I EQ'd it a little bit just to kind of get rid of some weird stuff that was happening there just in the phone mic, but it captured everything so well. And that's a main kick drum sample that I use. I find that it perfectly complements the way that an acoustic kick drum sounds in just that super hyped, scooped, crazy way. So that's been a main drum sample of mine since then. And that's the only thing that we're using on the kick. And it's just an 8% blend here. So if I go just this kick drum without that, I'll mute that here. The other kick mics. If I turn the kick sample on, so it's actually not really doing that much. It's more there, I think, just for the sake of consistency, just to make sure that we've kind of got that that more kind of snappy, papery attack layered through there. It was more of like a felt not heard thing. We're not trying to be too drastic with it, but that's it that's going on there. I do have a snare trigger, which sounds like this. Which one is this? Oh, interesting. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Here's our real snare with the bottom. And then if I add the sample, so that sample's actually doing quite a bit for us there. Yeah, I'm never much of a purist. If I have to layer it with samples to make it sound more fitting for the song, then let's go for it. Okay, that's the drums. Moving into percussion here. These samples are kind of cool. So the very start of the song in the first chorus it sounds like this. And that is a combination of some treasure chest samples. I'll put some pictures up here so you can kind of see what that looked like. It was really, really, really cool. I made a bunch of different samples of that one. A couple different shakers, tambourines. Let me play all of the percussion here. It sounds like this in the first chorus. So there you go. I like using this shaker, the Meinl Studio shaker, the red. It's very soft sounding. And then we've got tambourine. Just some one shots, and that's my, again, Meinl hammered brass. I love this tambourine. And then we've also got this guitar percussion. So I basically just, I did this. Just for kind of a more natural percussion sound. Since there's acoustic guitars in there already, I wanted to kind of lean into that and just keep the kind of woody acoustic feel going on. So every second bar, beat 4, we have this cabasa hit, which sounds like this. So a couple different layers and swells there, but this is just and then some reverb and that kind of stuff. Percussion and drums in the second chorus sound like this. Yeah, I love the way a simple shaker groove just fills out a wide open drum part. And then there's a few special things here that we use, just some accents on the downbeats of the choruses. So this is a sample. I didn't record this. It's from, I think Mixland makes these. Ford Ranger Slam. I learned how to drive stick shift in a Ford Ranger, and the song talks about driving stick shift, so I thought, Ford Ranger Slam, perfect. And it sounds like this. Big sound to help bring in the chorus here. Here's what that sounds like with the rest of the percussion. Yeah, just a big, heavy entrance to the chorus. I think I only use it a couple times going into chorus 2 and then into the bridge as well. Those things are cool because if you start to add those big sounds like that too often, it becomes a little bit cheesy. But if you can find a couple moments in the song to use them and really accent things, then it keeps it exciting and fresh. Some reverse cymbals, bass. Okay. I believe, what am I doing here on bass? This is just it's a P bass with flats, just recorded into a DI, and then a little bit of compression EQ, but really nothing going on. So it's just DI bass. The only thing that's kind of special or fancy about it is this, where I am just adding a little bit of low, this bass enhancer. It's like an R bass or like kind of a sub generator, just kind of pumping some 90 in there, which again, it'd be more of a felt not heard type of thing, just to kind of fill out that low end a little bit. And the bass on its own sounds like this. This is the kind of stuff that I like, when you get all the drums, all the percussion, and the bass in here, and all of a sudden it's just a big groovy section here. Love those big slow grooves. Oh. Ted knows we're using his kick sample in this song and he wants to chime in. So that's the bass, very, very simple. Let's actually see how heavily this is compressing and doing anything here in the chorus. And adding some, 700 and then 60. Nothing too crazy. Then getting into acoustics. So I played a couple of these layers, and Katelyn played some of these as well. So there's the kind of more delicate stuff off the top. So my acoustic guitar part on the intro of the song is this. Yeah, the whole chorus. What I wanted to do with this acoustic, we actually came up, the piano down here is a part that I came up with first. I wanted to make sure that the piano and the acoustic guitar kind of played together. So in this first verse here, if I play both of those together, they kind of play off of each other with sort of similar things here. It's really nice when those play together. I love, as much as possible, trying to kind of figure out ways that instruments can play kind of together or, specifically complementing each other, and any combination of that. I just feel like it ends up with such a better result. If I'm working with somebody who plays guitar or piano or anything, I try to get them to be as involved as they possibly can. So Katelyn plays guitar. Whatever the artist's skill level is, let's get them to play something that they can do just well and confidently, something that I can make sound good. And then if we need to go from there to, if I need to play something or hire a better session player or something, then all good. But I like starting with, between myself and the artist, what can we do, what can we take care of, and then fill in the gaps of what we don't have. So I'll start with Katelyn's guitar. So she played chords. She wrote the song on acoustic guitar, and it was meant to be, sort of a build on that. Rather than trying to take that out of the song, it was like acoustic guitar, vocal, and then let's see what we can add to it. So she started by playing the acoustic guitar here like this. If I add mine in there. So you can hear in there, they're not, like I've panned hers, at least in that chorus, she's off to the right and I'm off to the left. And different voicings, different guitar, different style. I'm a huge fan of making the two sides different. Whether it's rhythmically or tonally or whatever, I think there has to be something that's the same. So in this case, we tried to match the strum pattern as much as possible, but the voicing of them and the tone of the guitar is definitely different per side, just so that it gives it some unique character to kind of spread those out a little bit more. If you have two things playing the exact same part, even if it's double tracked, you pan them out and it will be wide. But if you have a different voicing or something, it just, again, kind of pulls your ear totally out of the middle and focus on, it sort of creates more room in the middle for you to have, the drums and vocals and all that kind of stuff going on. Electric guitar, we've got this little section here, some little harmonic bits. Bit of delay to kind of swim that around there. And then second verse, we get into some very simple little plucky bits. Sounds like this. And then tell me in the comments if you recognize that guitar part. May or may not. Oh, I've got it in the title right there. That's so funny. Spoiler alert. While that's happening, we've got some real big open spacey stuff on a telly here. Big automation volume push on that right at the end to really get that, help be kind of a transition into the chorus. One more thing to dissect, which is super, super cool. I love the string parts here, are such a big part. So they play the riff, they play a bunch of things. I'm just gonna focus on the second verse here. We've got this nice pizzicato part here that we've got by both Denis and Michael played different things here, which I ended up using all of it. It just sounds so good together. So here's just those strings. Yeah, that kind of sets up the suspense, and then we get back into the legato parts for the second half of that verse there. If I play this whole verse together, all the instruments from the interlude on, this is kind of how that builds with the drum intro and everything. I think that second verse is my favorite part of the song. I just love a big, slow, open groove. There's just so much space and kind of ambience and texture. Let's just listen to this piano part. This piano riff, Katelyn was here. We were just trying to kind of get some ideas for a riff. We weren't sure if the song should have like a riff or just an intro kind of piece of music or just maybe chords or what it was supposed to look like. And I think I was just messing around on my keyboard here, and I ended up playing that melody, and it immediately stuck. We knew we kind of had to lean into that. So then we got the like everybody plays that together. So the piano, strings, and guitar and everything plays that bit together, as we kind of heard in the interlude before. So I love having a combination of programmed sounds, especially for strings. I feel like it works really well. There's a certain kind of precision that programmed strings have if you're able to kind of do like what we did here and write in all the kind of dynamic automations and stuff. So per note, we're kind of swelling and moving like a real cello player would, and I think you can get away with that because it's such a consistent tone and pure, pitch and everything. And then as soon as you have a live violin, which, Denis is a great player, and as soon as you get him playing over top of a programmed part or put a programmed part underneath what he's doing, they kind of, fill each other out and complement each other. It's like the use of either drum samples or different parts on different instruments, that just any way that they can kind of complement and get the best of both worlds, I think is really cool. So another thing that I think is really important is finding points of interest and really just going to town on them, really stack things up. So the one moment that we had is going from the breakdown chorus here into the big chorus. So let me just play this here. So just getting all these strings to stack and play that, I think, was really important. So yeah, just having as much kind of power and intent on those things, just to really make it be like, a part that you look forward to that just feels really big and exciting. Something interesting to note as well, I'm a big fan, I've only done this a couple times, it doesn't always work, but for the sort of ballad type of thing, so we've got our main piano sound, which sounds like this. Kind of a compressed grand type of vibe. But then layered with that, I've got these harp open tones, and it just kind of gives it this like light, airy, more, I don't know how to describe it, more of an interesting kind of layer. That's what these sound like on their own. So it's a really pretty layer to have on top of that here, and then if we add those together, maybe on the outro of the song here, this is what they sound like. So just starting with the regular. So I think the two of them together just kind of give it a unique texture that's really cool to hear. Again, a lot of this is kind of a subtle thing, but it just, everything adds up to just make the whole track sound more interesting and like it's got a bit more of a vibe than it would if we were just chasing kind of the normal tones on all these. Okay, let's get into the vocals here. There's not really much going on the vocals, but let's play the first chorus here. Is just always kind of nice to play. So let's actually just solo up all these vocals here.
So take me out of the city, somewhere that's a little more gritty, way outside in Knoxville and into Tennessee. Take me dirt road dancing under Orion lights. I want you to teach teach me? Won't you take me out of the city? Cowboy.
So that's, yeah, Katelyn singing lead, and then she's doing a harmony below herself, and then I'm one lower. So we've got lead, harmony, and then another harmony below that. And then the only things that we did here to really kind of make it big and exciting are these oohs in the second verse. So I'll play this on its own because we get solo vocal on its own to start, oohs for some tension, and then the harmonies come in halfway through the verse here. So here's this section.
Show me what it's like to feel that kind of freedom. Watching hard work grow from every too late night. Teach me how to drive stick shift in that old truck passed down from your grandpa. Boy, I wanna try. So take me out of the city, somewhere that's a little more gritty, way outside of Knoxville and into Tennessee. Take me dirt road dancing under Orion lights. I want you to teach me. Won't you take me out of the city? Cowboy. Take me away.
So that's the vocal layers there. Again, pretty simple. We've just got octaves of the high harmony. So I'm doing the low octave, or like the relative fifth below, and she's doing the third above, and then she's singing her third below as well. And then some little take me aways. So that's the harmonies and stacks there. That's pretty much it. But yeah, this was fun. I like going through these songs like this. Hopefully this helps. Comment below what you think. If there's any parts that you're super into or have questions on, I'd love to get into that and get your thoughts. Thanks for taking the time to check this out, and I'll leave you with the interlude in the second verse here.